Hey guys, welcome back to the OHA. This is going to be hobby vlog number 3 in preparation for Nova, as well as the how to paint the Iron Hills. This is going to be your next steps. Just to show you, for these particular steps, I'm using the crew from the Ballista. So I'm going to take you through the colors that I've used up to this point, following where we left off, which should have been the spears being base colored German gray from the Vallejo model color line. So the next step that I went ahead and did was I used the Vallejo Saddle Brown, again from the model color range. And basically what I've done is you're going to go through, I'll do the stills again at the end as usual, guys. I'm not sure if the camera is going to focus on this. But basically you're picking out the belts and the gloves, as well as in behind the strapping for the armor plates. So I'll have lots of stills up for that. After that's dried, you're going to go through and do an Agrax Earthshade wash on all of the brown pieces that you've done. Also a good time to pick up your beards. The beards, I'm going to tell you, are just basically done to taste whatever color variation you were looking for in your army. But generally, if those are going to be earthy tones, you're going to hit them with the same Agrax wash as you would with the leather pieces. So following that, once that's good and dry, give it a lot of time to dry. You're going to go ahead and use a Nuln oil from Citadel. Great stuff, works wonders, especially on large amounts of plate mail and chain mail. So, I mean, again, you can see that's all I've done there. Stills will be at the end for some better shots. But following that, you're going to let that dry real good. And then you want to go through and pick up sort of the edge highlights with I'm using a Mithril Silver because it's still kicking away. I haven't had to replace it yet. I'm not sure what the comparable color is, but basically you want a bright silver just to pick out those edge highlights. So if you do it carefully with a nice dry brush, it's going to come up well. If you've got good brush control, feel free to freehand it, obviously, and pick out the more predominant edges, and that's just going to add to the depth of the miniature. So moving forward from this, there's going to be some final highlights. I'm going to be doing the gold on the armor plates, so that'll be in the next video coming. And then I'll touch just briefly on the bases while I've got you here. I'll throw some pictures up of the captain that I finished for the painting competition, but that is the finished product. And I'll just take you through real quick what I did for basing, as I've had some questions on it. So basically I started out with a SS Middle Brown, which is again a Vallejo color. After that was good and dry, I gave the base a nice wash of the Agrax Earthshade. Following that, you want to do a nice light dry brush of Basalt Gray, which is again another model color line. And then lighten it up with white. I did 2 highlights on top of the base of Basalt Gray, just because I was really looking for that frosted earth effect. So that's really going to help bring that up once you do your highlights. After you're done dry brushing, you can then go through. I like to paint the rings on my miniatures black. Some people like brown. I just felt with the Dwarves, there's going to be too much brown and earthy tones, so I just went neutral with the black. And then following that, I applied a combination of products, one of which being a Tundra Tuft from Army Painter, which they're quite nice. I like the way that they looked up. And then using a sifter you can pick up from the dollar store or anywhere like that, I applied some foreground static grass snow. So it's just a light powder. It seems to be holding up quite well. No yellowing, so happy with that product. Looks great. And then just a touch of the foreground frosted ground static grass for that final color variation. So depending on how stark you want to go, guys, obviously if you're looking for a really pure winter theme, you can skip the frosted grass. I wanted it to kind of fit in with the movie and the book. Obviously I didn't get the feeling like it was the dead of winter. Obviously cold, I was saying late fall, early winter. So that's the theme that I went with the bases. So stay tuned. Once I get the next batch done, you can see my Iron Hills down in the bottom there. I am working away on them at the same time, but the crew, there's only 4 of them. I wanted to get them done and out of the way, so that's what I've chosen to move on to. So I will take you through the trim and the other detail pieces that we're going to pick out afterwards, and then I'll jump back onto the actual warriors themselves, show you how to finish the shield, the spear, and the swords as well. And then, of course, I've got the banner to do. So stay tuned. I'll have another video coming up shortly. I'm really pushing to get these guys done. I want to get them on a table and start doing some gameplay with them, just so that I am up to speed with them competitively. I'm excited to get them out on the battlefield and see how they do. So thanks for stopping by. Stay tuned to the OHA. And as always, guys, have a great day.